Why hello there! What's going on? It's me, Torball, and today I have something a little different from the usual. Flash games. For the longest time, Flash games were the king of gaming on the internet, as well as one of my favorite pastimes as a kid. That is, until Adobe discontinued Flash at the end of 2020, leaving everything made with the runtime to be lost. However, many people have been working to reserve all the old Flash games and animation to keep them intact and accessible. One of these avenues is Flashpoint by Blue Maxima, where you can find and experience most of the archived creations. This program helped spawn an idea for me to accelerate my game dev skills, as I decided I wanted to try and recreate Flash games to try and get a grasp of different types of games, genres, and mechanics. The first game on my list was one of my favorites, the Last Stand series, but I didn't actually end up going with that. Instead, I went with a game suggested to me by a community member, that game being Flood Runner. If you haven't played it before, don't worry, I didn't either before I got the recommendation, but once I gave it a try, I thought that I could try my hand at it. The Flood Runner series is simple mechanically, yet complex, as it is an endless runner where you do your best to escape a flood, as the title suggests. There are randomly generated platforms, obstacles, pickups, and more as the series progresses, and many different mechanics tied to just a couple of buttons. You can jump, glide, attack, and more with just an up key, and similarly with down. This sounded easy enough to me, and I got to work on my own version, using my own style of things. From the start, I wanted to get the basic mechanics down, so I made a pink box to represent the player, and black boxes to represent platforms. From there, I began creating the most basic mechanics. I made a jump, a double jump, and a fast fall. And then, with a bit of complications, I implemented a hover system, reminiscent of the glide from Flood Runner. I gave the hover a limit so that it couldn't be used indefinitely, and to make it require some management. Once these mechanics were at least working, I created the sprites of the playable character Vortex, a character my stream chat decided to have star in every game for the Flash game series, so you'll be seeing this lady a lot, as well as her assets. After the sprites were constructed, thickness and jiggle included, I moved on to random platform generation, which portrayed all of the game's motion visuals. This is also what would make the game endless. Honestly, the process was pretty simple, as I got it working pretty smoothly. I then made all new platform sprites to fit the setting, along with a bright and tropical background. This, however, led to complications with collision. Dreaded collision, where the character would get stuck in platforms or even crash the game at certain points. This point was demotivating, as I spent a couple days of work just trying to sort it out. But my stream chat came to the rescue, helping me code a solution, thus aiding in the creation of one-sided platforms and working collision. Feeling good after this, I created an alternate platform sprite for the cave portion of the level, signifying the last layer of platforms. I also made the first obstacle, the spikes, to be a means of thwarting the player. With this, I decided it was finally time to implement the main threat of the game. In Flood Runner, the flood was obviously the reason the player was fleeing, but other than that, it was more of a background gimmick. But in my game, we have the giant tentacle monster known as Bazowski. Bazowski emerges from the side of the screen with one thing on his mind, and that's getting his tentacles on you. So not only is he a menacing background piece, but he can attack, thrusting a tentacle for you at random, so watch for the warning sign. Along with implementing Bazowski, I created a fuel pickup to aid in replenishing your fuel gauge, and more enemies, such as the flyer that randomly spawns and flies across the screen, and chasers, who are similar to flyers, but they're purple and are handsy. And I can't forget to mention the UI, in which I made 3 hearts to represent HP, and a bar for the fuel. I even implemented a score system, which ties to the replay value. If you can make it to at least 100k points with Vortex, you can unlock her sister, DP. Don't ask her what that means, whose gameplay is a bit faster, making her a more challenging experience. And with this, that pretty much wrapped up the main portion of the game. And I moved on to making the menus and other things. I made a high score system that actually saves menu buttons that highlight and a credits page. Oh, and that reminds me, I had help with the music and sound effects for this game, which were made by my friend Chip James, who makes his own games and things as well, so feel free to check him out. And so, with about a month of streaming my progress, I finished the first version of the game, and I ended up naming it 3BH Tentacle Difficulties, a name coined by a beloved member of the Individuals. Don't ask what 3BH stands for. The game is available on itch.io for free, link in the description for anyone who wants to try it. The game was made in about a month, a few hours a day doing my live streams, and I enjoyed learning and staying consistent this way, especially due to the viewers. That being said, a few things before I go. If you're a night owl like me, make sure to tune into my streams, as I stream most nights around midnight Central Time. Also, if you want to keep in touch with the community, we have a Discord. It's a bit bare bones right now, but I'm working on improving it. And one more thing, I'm going to be doing a poll. You guys get to decide what I should work on next. Here are the choices. 1. I can continue working on my fighting game as usual. You know, the regular devlog series. 2. I'll create a game idea that I have that's inspired by the classic video game Splatterhouse. A simple but fun, gory side-scroller. 3. I'll remake another Flash game, and I already have a few options such as Territory Wars or The Last Stand. Or 4. I work on TIP Dodgeball Brawl, a 2v2 hardcore dodgeball concept that I have. If you want, please leave a vote in the community tab, and I'll take those votes into account. With that out of the way, I look forward to what I make next. So with that, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and just keep watching. Peace.